Eli has been with Tony Robbins for about 12 years. He's a national speaker, spoke with Fortune 500 companies from California, very well respected in Tony Robbins' top inner circle. And now I'll read his. Eli Wilhide is senior corporate trainer with the Anthony Robbins companies. He's conducted over 3,000 trainings all over the world on communication, influence, human performance, and business mastery. He lives in Los Angeles, where he owns 2 of his own companies in the health field, which we should talk about, that do 8 figures in sales, and he has authored 2 books on stem cells. Eli will be forever indebted to the lessons he has learned from Tony and will share distinctions with you designed to assist you in the science of achievement and art of fulfillment. Eli will share strategies from Anthony Robbins with us today designed to create immediate and lasting results in our personal and professional lives, as well as the opportunity to attend a very special, rare event Tony Robbins called Unleash the Power Within. So everybody please give a warm, big welcome to Eli.
How are you guys doing?
Great.
Cool. Again, my name's Eli. I'm a senior trainer for Tony Robbins. Are you guys all familiar with the name Tony Robbins? Or the name? Awesome. I know some of you guys have. Some of you guys are not really familiar with what Tony's kind of up to, what he's all about. A lot of people think he's like a motivational speaker, but he's also been a personal coach to people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Michael Jordan, Mike Liddell, Andre Agassi. 3 of the past 5 American presidents have been coached and trained by Tony Robbins. And these people that I just mentioned, are they already pretty successful? Yes or no? And they're like the most successful people in the world. So why do people that are already successful take time out of their busy schedules to be coached by anybody? Why do they do it?
Better improve.
To improve, to better themselves. So my point is this: no matter how successful you are, no matter where you're at in your life, if you're new here, if you're going through the most challenged time of your life, or if you're already very successful, no matter where you're at today, there's always going to be a next level. If a plant's not growing, what's it doing?
Done.
Same thing with us. So today, my outcome for today is not just to be in competition with each other, but really for yourself. To figure out what is that next level of success for you, be it in your health, your happiness, your income, your success here in this company. What is that next level, and how do we condition ourselves to really break through any barriers and have a better experience of this thing called life for ourselves and our family? Sound cool? Yeah. Yes?
Yes.
But here's the thing. Did anybody work out this morning? A little bit? You know, come on. Just like we could all work out and actually condition ourselves to become physically strong, as human beings we can actually condition ourselves mentally and emotionally to overcome any challenges in life, to break through and live life on our terms. But here's the deal. If we're getting the most out of this workshop today, we can't sit around like we did back in our high school algebra class. Do you remember everything from high school algebra, yes or no? Nah. We were sitting around thinking like, man, this sucks, this is boring. All the information started to go in one ear, and then where to go? That's because we were listening passively. And research says that if we do that here today, we only retain and keep about 10% of the information that we hear. It's like we're wasting our time by being here. If we do key things like take down notes, maintain eye contact, actually shout back answers, what it does is it really engages our nervous system, and we're able to retain up to 90% of the things we hear. So the key word today is going to be participation. What's the key word? Participation. Come on, give it to me. What's the key word? Participation. You guys gonna have some fun today?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I think people that are successful in business, do they have fun? Do they enjoy what they do? Yes or no?
Yes.
So let's get that inside our bodies right now. Everybody take a deep breath. Now turn to your neighbor and go, I'm committed. Are you? Yes. That's you, man. Awesome. So for the past 16 years of my life, I've been obsessed with that question: what determines our success? You know, and I live in Los Angeles now. I live in Beverly Hills. And I meet people that, like I meet kids, for example, that have great parents, great education, great backgrounds, kind of every advantage that you can give to a human being, yet they do nothing with their life. Have we all met people like this, yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
And then I meet some other people that come to this country. Some of them come to this country illegally. You know, they come here with all these challenges that you could actually throw at a human being, and despite all those concerns, they still find a way to break through and really get everything they want out of life. Do we know people like this, yes or no?
Yes.
So if it's nothing out there, if it's not our education, our parents, our background, I became obsessed with what is it inside of a human being that really makes them successful. And I was reading all these books like Think and Grow Rich and Power of Positive Thinking, like all this really great information, and I'd get all pumped up, but then I'd find that I wasn't actually applying it to my life. Any of you guys ever done that before?
Yeah.
You get some great information, and I'm like, oh, I didn't apply any of that stuff. It's like I wasted my time, and I was like, well, what is it inside of a person? Because I had times in my life where I broke through, but I had other times where I didn't. And I thought, can we condition that part of ourselves so we consistently break through it? And I was introduced to Tony's work about 12 years ago, and it had a massive impact on my life and getting those distinctions so that we could break through. But before we ever like get into that today, before we figure out what those are, I want to ask you, if you think about somebody who's the best in the world in real estate, or you think about somebody who's the best in the world at what you do, how would you describe those people? Or if you think about the words that would describe yourself when you're at your personal best. Because we all have days of our life where we feel like we can run through walls, you feel unstoppable. Have you had those days before, yes or no?
Yes.
Also, but we have those other days where, man, it's like we feel like we can't even spell our name, like I can't do anything right. Have you had those days too, yes?
Yeah.
We're the same human beings, same nervous system, same mind, same opportunity, same potential, but what's happening inside of us that makes it so different than how we show up? What are some of the words that you use to describe yourself when you're at your best? Vince, what do you got for me?
Determination.
Determined. Yeah, 100%. So back there, what's your name? Nice purple shirt?
Michael,
Michael. What determines our success in this business?
I was about to say determination.
Yeah, determination. Yeah.
But I think also like stability.
Stability, like confidence, security. Yes, sir. Focus. Focus. Gotta be focused. Not too much time on Facebook. What do you got there, man? What's your name with that nice white?
Gabby.
Gabby. What determines our success here?
Yeah, I think like a desire.
A desire.
Really
Passion.
hard desire, passion. Yeah.
Drive. 100%.
Exactly.
A nice gray shirt there. Your nice suit there. So what's your
I
name?
agree with everyone.
What's that? I agree with everyone. Yeah. Awesome. Is there anything else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Target.
Target. Focus. Yes.
Energetic, enthusiastic.
Energy, enthusiastic, 100%. Yes, sir. Persistence. So my point is this, it's not just one thing that determines our success, it's lots of things. So the first concept I want to share with you today is the word patterns. Everybody in your worksheet, write down the word patterns. Now who can tell me the what is a pattern? What is a pattern? When I say pattern, what does that mean?
Did I need a pen?
Yes.
Okay. Repetition, something we do over and over and over again. For us human beings, we're all human beings here today, yes?
Yes.
Just making sure, I always want to check. So for us human beings, the things that we do over and over and over again are kind of like our what? Our patterns or our habits. Our routines, our habits. How many here today have some good habits? Put them up. Let me try this again. Guys, who brushed their teeth this morning? We all got some good habits, or we wouldn't be here. But how many of you, let's see if this is an honest group. How many of you also have some bad habits? We all do. So what I want to do right now is a quick little exercise where you're actually going to teach me something. You're all going to teach me something about yourself. The consistent patterns that you have ingrained inside of you today that affect your health, your income, your business, the consistent patterns you have inside of you that affect your quality of life. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Are you sure you're ready for this?
Yes.
Please, everybody stand up. We're getting that exercise in now. Here we go. First thing I want you to do is you stand there, put your hands out in front of you about 6 inches like so. And I always like checking out where the guys put 6 inches and where the girls put 6 inches. Totally different 6 inches. But anyway, when I say go, we're gonna clap our hands together like that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How quick do we learn patterns? How quick? I know it's a cheesy example, but in less than 5 seconds, we already started to fall into a routine. You see that? How quickly in our business, or even our personal life, does a deal fall through? Something happens in our life, and before we know it as human beings, we start falling into these same old habits or patterns or routines, but of thought, of feeling, of emotion. And it's these patterns inside of ourselves start taking our health, our relationships, our income, the quality of our lives in a certain direction. You guys follow me, yes or no? Yes?
Yes.
This time, I want you to take both of your hands and intermingle all of your fingers together, just like that. And take a good look at your thumbs. Who has their right thumb over their left thumb? Put a nice knot, right over left. This is very good. Latest research says that if your right is over your left, it means you're very creative and sexy, and you'll be an amazing lover throughout the rest of your natural life. No switching your thumbs. Now, who has left over the right? This is very good too. This means you're most likely the logical thinkers, and you're all going to be multi-millionaires. Now you're like doing this sex. No. Did anybody have them like this side by side? Anybody? You man, what's your name?
Louisa.
And Louisa, you know what this means?
No.
This means you're going to make a lot of money and have a lot of sex. There's always one. There's always one. Now guys, just do it. Here's the most interesting part. Take your hands to level they were, and I want you to just switch them. Switch everything. How does it feel when you do it? It's weird. It's uncomfortable, right? And guys, why is it uncomfortable? It's because I broke your what? And my point is this. I said that every single one of us here in this room today, myself included, every single one of us here, we all have a next level inside us, yes or no? In our health, our happiness, influence over our kids. But in order for you to do more, make more, have more success in life, and really grow as a human being, you might need to make some changes, yes?
Yes.
And all changes feel a little bit uncomfortable. You think about it, if you go to a gym, you got a great trainer like Richard here pushing you at the gym. He gives you a really heavy weight and he says, hey, you got to do this 10 times. Which one feels the hardest, the first or the 10th?
10.
The 10th gets heavier and heavier. Which one actually gives you the growth? The 10th, the 11th, the 15th. It's when we're able to push ourselves beyond our comfort zone, that's when we actually grow strong. So today, we got a small group here, so I'm going to engage with a lot of you, and I'm going to ask you some questions. And some of the questions I ask you specifically about what you're doing, some of these questions might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. And if that happens, that's a good thing. It means that we're all growing, expanding, we're pushing the limit of that thing inside of us called a comfort zone that's affecting the quality of our life and business, and we're starting to become strong as human beings. Do I have your permission to engage with you guys and ask you questions that make you feel uncomfortable if we could walk out of here stronger than what we came in? If so, say yes.
Yes.
I'll give it to me. Say yes.
Yes.
Give yourself a big round of applause. Go ahead and take a seat. Feeling great. Let's get back to it. Here's what I want to do today. Actually, and before I was thinking about this on the way here. You know, and here's a tip. Here's something I do. You know, I think of this every day. Like, I talk to a lot of different groups of people. Like Richard mentioned in my introduction, I've done over 2,000 presentations, and my favorite group of people to talk to are salespeople. Because you guys are the ones that literally, whether you're an entrepreneur here, you're a business owner, you're the people that broke off of a job, because we've all worked jobs 9 to 5s, but you broke off and you said, you know what, I want to be paid what I'm worth. And you're only paid for your efforts every day, and sometimes that can be scary. Yes? I mean, sometimes you go a long time without paychecks, sometimes you get a big check. So guys, first I want to acknowledge you because this is like my favorite kind of group to talk to. So first, give yourself a big round of applause. You know that it's not easy some days, especially when you're doing a business. So here's what I want to do right now. Right now, looking back at the last, say, year, 2 years of your life, if you were to rate yourself as a human being, if you were to rate yourself on your performance, where would you say that you're tapping into your full potential as a human being, based on your full potential? If you give yourself a lower number, like a 1 or a 2, that's okay. That just says to me that somewhere inside of yourself, you believe that you could be doing a whole heck of a lot better in your business, in your income. Like there's some part of me that says, you know what, I could have made more calls, I could have made more money, I could have not reacted so much emotionally. There's some part of you knows you could do more, but if you're at a 10, that means that you feel like you couldn't possibly get any better in any area of your life. Does that make sense? Yes? Yes. Is Oprah Winfrey pretty successful? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
So in 2011, she came to the event for the first time to see Tony, and my girlfriend was sitting by Oprah, and I asked her that question, scale of 1 to 10, where do you think you're showing up? What number do you think Oprah gave herself? She gave herself a 3. Is Oprah pretty successful?
Yeah.
And I asked her why she said a 3, but she believes that she has the potential to do so much more with her name, with her brand. We all know she is, so that gets her up early, makes her stay up late, so she sees that there's so much more that can be done. And do you guys honestly believe there's a lot of business out there waiting for you right now, yes or no?
Yes.
So right now, based on your performance in the past year or two, where would you say that you're showing up on a scale of 1 to 10? Write that number down on your sheet. Where would you say that you're at? Write that number down on your sheet. Does it make sense? So not compared to anybody else, not compared to Oprah. Who said they were like a 1 or 2? Thank you for your honesty. Too busy being sexy and making money. Who said they're like a 3 or 4? Awesome, thank you. 5 or 6? 5 or 7 or 8? Awesome. 9 or 10?
There's the 10 table right
10 back there. Awesome.
Who's 10?
I don't think it's anybody was. You know? There's right there. What was your name?
Brianna.
Brandon, where were you at?
I meant stories for 1 hour.
Okay. I saw some other people. I want to do it real quick again because it's important. I just want to see where we're at as a company. Who said they're like a 1 or 2? Again? 3 or 4? Awesome. 5 or 6? And 7 or 8? And then 9 or 10. Okay, I'm going to say as a group. I'm going to say we're floating around. What do you think? Like a 6, 5 as a group? Yeah, what do you guys think?
4 or 5.
4 or 5? Let's say 5. Benefit of the doubt. Everybody put down on your sheet a 5. Everybody do me a favor, put down a 5, because I'm going to tie it all together as a team. Because are we a team here, yes or no?
Yes.
And I know you guys have different businesses, different incomes. You're all separate when you go home, but we're all a team here, and here's what I mean. If somebody comes in here today, committed, passionate, closing deals, on fire, that energy, that success, that enthusiasm, that sense of success and accomplishment inside themselves, does that affect everybody here, yes or no?
Yes.
But also somebody's down, somebody's got a bad attitude, somebody's always complaining, somebody's like, does that energy affect everybody too, yes or no?
Yes.
100%. We're all connected here. So we all write down a 5, and what this 5 tells me is this. as a company, as a group right now, because we're all affecting each other, it means that we're leaving about 50% of our potential income on the table every single day. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you believe honestly there's a lot of business to be made for you right now, waiting for you right there, yes or no?
Yes.
You know, I live in Los Angeles, but I've been here for the past like 4 months, and there's people coming here from like Russia, from Australia, from Japan. There's money coming here from all over the place. Miami is an exciting place to be right now. You guys think so, yes or no?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty amazing here. So what this number 5 tells me is that we're leaving 50% of our income on the table every single day. Who here would like to get a 50% raise in the next quarter? Say aye. Guys, I'm going to show you how to make more money. Actually, I'm going to show you here in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to get more success out of every single area of your life. But if we're really going to get something out of this time here where it's effective for us, where it's not just a waste of time, because so often, guys, I go to trainings and I read books and I see people that go through the motions and they come to a training like this and they get all pumped up emotionally and then they go right back to their same old habits and patterns. True or false?
True.
So true. So I don't want that to happen here today. So in order for us to get some information, some nuggets here today, that's not just information in our head, but actually affects us emotionally. So we take something out into our life to really have an impact on our clients and our families. The first rule that we all got to follow, including me, is we have to be 1,000% honest with ourselves. Are you willing to do that, yes or no?
Yes.
Listen, here's my question. Right now, if you know that you're not at your personal best, and I can't tell what your best is, Tony Robbins can't, your mom can't, nobody on this planet really knows what you're truly capable of in your life but yourself. But if some part of you knows that you could be doing a lot better in your happiness, your fulfillment, your money, whatever it is, then the question is just why? What are 2 reasons? We said that we've all got this next level of success. What are 2 reasons you feel you're not already there? And the first 2 things you can think of, please write them down on your sheet. What are 2 things that could be stopping you from already having the success that you want? First 2 reasons, write them down on your sheet. Who has one they would like to share? What was your name? We've met before, right?
Yeah, Claudia.
Claudia, what's something that stops us?
Lack of commitment.
Can we all be a little more committed sometimes, yes?
Yeah.
100%. You know, we could all be more committed. We're either 100% committed or not committed at all. Make sense? Yes?
Time management.
Time management. I love the fact that you didn't just say time. You said time management. You know, could we all manage our time a little bit more effectively? Yes or no?
Yes.
Time management is huge. And so, real quick, I'm just now moving here to get my residency. And so, a real quick story. I went to the DMV beginning of this year. Has anybody ever been to the DMV?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. How much fun is the DMV? It sucks. A minute at the DMV feels like an hour. Yes?
Right.
But you can have another day, like the very next day. You could be with your family, you could be with your lover, you could be with people you care about, and 10 hours goes by and it feels like a minute. True or false? Right. So I want you to link up in your mind that time and emotion are very tightly linked. And at the end of our lives, at the end of this day, we never get this back. There is no more time. There's only more you. It's how much of yourself did you put into the time that you have. Because some people show up at work every day and they go into their life with a mindset, an emotion set, like they're at the DMV. Instead of falling in love with their business and their clients, falling in love with life. And when you're really in that place, you expand time, it becomes infectious, and you get more out of your life, you get more out of yourself, and you get to feel the ultimate fulfillment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we got to manage not just time management, but it's like self-management. You know, what's your name?
Denise.
Denise, what's something that stops us?
Personal life.
Personal life. We've all got a life outside of our business, yes? Personal life, 100%. And how about you, sir? What's your name?
Fernando.
Fernando, what's something that stops us?
Lack of focus.
Lack of focus. Could we all be more focused in life, yes? Awesome. Right there in the pretty black sweater, or shirt there, dress. What's your name? What is it? What's something that stops us?
Time.
Time. Okay. Anything else? Just time? How about you, ma'am? Yes.
I don't like feeling uncomfortable.
Don't like to feel uncomfortable. Does anybody like to feel uncomfortable? No. That's why we're here today. That's why I'm calling on you. So why don't you like to feel uncomfortable?
What you didn't do before, you know, and like hard to ask somebody for business because before I used to receive it, not ask for it. Okay, my background medicine. I have my clients come to me, I invest them.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's real estate, and I need go and prosper.
Yes. Put yourself
And
out
for
there.
me, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Another word that kind of sums that up is the word, there's the F word. What is it? Fear. Fear. Does fear stop us sometimes, yes or no? And there's fear of the unknown, put yourself there. Fear of what people think, fear of being judged, fear of failure, fear of rejection, even fear of success. When you do become more successful, it automatically puts more responsibility on you, a lot more attention on you, you pay more taxes, you have to deal with more stuff. The more successful you get, people think that they're going to become successful someday and it's all going to work out. It doesn't work that way. You know, the more success you get, the more challenging things get. So fear can be one of the biggest things that stop us. True or false?
Yeah.
100%. Is there anything else? Oh, sir, yes.
Lack of action.
Can we all take more action sometimes? Yes?
Yeah.
Awesome. And why do people not take action? I was thinking of the P word. What's the P word? Not that. That's the one. Persistence. You know, persistence, but I was thinking procrastination. What's your name?
Mary.
Mary, give me some. Boom. Who here has ever procrastinated before? Somebody like, I'll raise my hand tomorrow. I'll raise my hand next week. I don't got time to raise my hand, Eli. Is there anything else that stops us? Because we're going to kill all this stuff today. Yes?
Lack of consistency.
Lack of consistency. Could we all be more consistent? Yes?
Yeah.
100%. That's
Lack of confidence.
even the president, Tony Robbins has coached 3 presidents. The current president is on the waiting list to be coached by Tony. And he's about, this is a true story, but you know, he's about to go through a big change in his life, going from 80 years of office. So Tony's coached Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, all these people. He's not coaching them on how to be a better president or play basketball better, but to deal with stuff emotionally. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So those patterns that we all have in every single person, we could all use more confidence at times when we step out to the unknown or we do something new. Sometimes our emotions get the best of us. That little voice kicks in. Who here has a little voice inside their head? 20 voices? 30 voices? If you're thinking to yourself, what voice in the head? I don't have the voice in the head. That's the voice in the head. That's the one. You know, so someone that's confidence. And another one that I'm going to put up here that I hear a lot that nobody ever says is money. A lot of people say if I had more money, then I could do the things that we want. Do we hear that a lot, yes or no? So that's going to be a million different things. Priorities, responsibilities. We've all got a life outside these 4 walls. But how many of you guys agree that no matter where you're at in your life today, if you really want to condition yourself to become a bigger person, overcome any challenges, and hit that next level of success, how many of you guys agree that you need to have a planned strategy? That is, you got to know what you want with absolute clarity. You got to commit to take massive action on that plan every single day. Go through the fear, the negativity, through all the challenges that you're going to face in your business and your personal life. How many of you also agree that you need to have an unshakable, unstoppable mindset and psychology? True or false? True. And how many of you also agree that every area of your life, this is amazing, every area of our life affects every other area? True or false?
Right.
What's a really important area of your life? Give me one. Is your family life important, yes or no?
Yes.
You know, I mentioned that I get to go into a lot of rooms. And when I first started working for Tony Robbins, I was like, Tony, I want to be good like you. You know, I was like, how do you get really good? He's like, you just need to talk to people. Don't just talk to like people that like you and clap for you. Talk to people that do not like you. And so I had to go in there with a mindset that they loved me even though they hated me. I talked to business, like I talked to the boys' homes, I talked in jails. You know, I'm talking to anybody that would listen to me, even when they didn't want to listen to me. And I would go into certain rooms. I would even go to people's houses, and I would notice there's a certain energy there. You guys aware of this, yes or no?
Yeah.
Not to be like too woo-woo, but even in your home, there's a certain energy. Say Christmas morning, certain energy. But if you go home consistently, say tonight, and there's a lot of stress there over finances, a lot of negativity, arguing, stuff like that, do you feel that energy, yes or no?
Yes.
And so if you're in that energy consistently, if the family life has a lot of stress, is that eventually going to take a toll on your health? Yes or no?
Yes.
And eventually we might distract ourselves by staying up all night watching TV, on the internet, drinking, alcohol, food, eating, distracting ourselves. So if our health's not good, does that affect our work?
Yes.
If our work's not good, does that affect our income?
Yes.
If we don't make money, does that affect our family?
Yes.
So my point is this, that everything that you do, you're going to make decisions today in this room that will have an impact on your life, not only you, but there's a ripple effect to every area of your life and everyone in it. True or false? True. So everything that we do matters. Now this guy, Tony Robbins, has helped millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people take their life to that next level by asking this question. He always asks this question in our event, Unleash the Power Within, where he helps people get more out of life. And he's asking this question constantly. What is the difference that will ultimately make the difference in the quality of the person's life? We started to allude to that earlier. What is the difference? What has to happen inside that really makes somebody break through any barriers? For example, why is it that I talk to a real estate company like this, and I'll come there to a room, and I find somebody in that room, no matter what challenge they've been through, no matter how many kids they have, no matter what's on their plate, they're always a top performer. Do we know people like this, yes or no?
Yes.
That's who they are. Then I meet other people, same market, same opportunity, same license, same opportunity out there, sometimes in the desk sitting right next to them. Hasn't closed a deal for 4 months, can barely afford to feed their family, and they're all stressed out. Do we know people like this, yes or no?
Yes.
Such a huge difference, same opportunity. What separates the two? What do you guys think?
Talent.
Their talent? Could be. What else?
Knowledge.
Knowledge? Could be. I know some really untalented people I would consider smart that are pretty successful. Do you know people like that?
Yeah.
100%. What else?
State of mind.
State of mind. Why do I talk to some people? No matter how busy they are, they always take care of themselves. They honor themselves, they love themselves. They're like, I don't put that in my body. No matter how busy they are, they're in great shape. Where somebody else is like, oh, I can't find the time to take care of me. They get all worked out. You know, some people have these relationships, passion, love, intimacy, connection. Even in their business, when they're out there prospecting, their ability to connect with human beings is amazing. Somebody else is always living their life alone or stressed out, or they never find a way to have a real deep, intimate connection that they ultimately want. Or they're always getting divorced, or what is it? You know, why is it that some people in this world, no matter what they've been through, they always have something inside where they can do it, but some people develop patterns and habits that make them not do it. All the things that we wrote down here today are 100% true, and they can stop us. But what are these things really? What are they really? Excuses, what?
Or faith in yourself.
Faith or lack of faith? Lack of faith. Here's a very scientific term. Everybody write this down. We have a very scientific term that sums all these things up. Comes down to this. Comes down to our BS. Which stands for?
Bullshit.
Our belief system. I know this for a professional meeting. Come on. You know, but also our bullshit. Our belief system. So who can tell me that we've all got something inside of ourselves called a belief system? Then what is this thing called a belief? Who can tell me? Who wants to stab at it? Well, who can define what is a belief?
Well, it's thinking that you can do something and actually the ability to make it come true.
100%. Henry Ford has this really amazing quote. You know who Henry Ford is? In a minute, the automobiles, all that stuff. He says, when you believe that you can, or you believe that you can't, you are correct. So get this. Every single one of us here, we're all here in this room today, but we all have different beliefs. Make sense? And these beliefs are what are driving our thoughts, our actions, our behavior. Guys, realize this. Every result that we have in our lives today, how much money we have in the bank, the health of our bodies, our ability to connect with people, our relationships, these are all some kind of results. All the results you have today have come from your actions or your lack of actions. Actions come from decisions. Decisions come from thoughts. And all the thoughts you have all day about yourself or people or what you deserve or about life or business, all those thoughts come from your beliefs. All human behavior did. All results are belief driven. Does that make sense? But let me ask this really quick. A belief is like this something inside of us that we all have and it's all different for us. So where do we get these things? What do you guys think? Life experiences, 100%. That's why I always say this, listen to me. Information by itself will never change your life. You can read all the books, but otherwise everybody read the finance book would be financially free. Everybody read the health book would be healthy. Information doesn't change your life, experiences. And we've had experiences in our life. Sometimes where we say, oh, that's how people are. That's how life is. That's how money is. That's how business is. And realize this, a belief doesn't exist anywhere in the world except for inside of you. And these beliefs get conditioned over time, and these beliefs are what ultimately shape our destiny. Does it make sense? Yes?
Yes.
But let me ask you this. Have you ever believed something? Like a belief, like you knew it was true, 1,000%, but then you found out later that it wasn't true. Do you have beliefs like 10 years ago, you're almost embarrassed today to realize you even thought that way? Do we all have beliefs like that, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you realize that right now today, you might also have beliefs about yourself, or people, or love, or relationship, or money that are also not true? But they're true for you because you believe them and only because you believe them. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So when I talk about a belief, my friends, it is basically this. Please write down the definition. A belief is a feeling. It's a feeling of absolute certainty you have about something. When you say I believe something, you're just saying I feel certain that's how it is. A belief is a feeling of certainty that you have about something. You're saying I feel certain. And when I talk about these beliefs that we have inside of us, we basically have two. Or as they say in Miami, we have dos. How many? Dos. And the first one is this. Please write this down. It's called an empowering belief. What is it?
Empowering belief.
And team, what do you think an empowering belief does? It's not a trick question. They empower us, right? They motivate us. They drive us. They get us to take massive action towards everything we want to do in our lives, be in our lives, give to our children. These are the beliefs that get us up early, make us stay up late. They make us the best of who we are. But the second kind of belief is this. Please write this down. It's called a limiting belief. What is it?
Limiting.
And team, what do you think a limiting belief does? They stop us. They hold us back. They stop us. They distract us. They stop us from taking massive actions for the things that we ultimately want to create in our life. And everything that we wrote down on our sheets here today, these things stem from or created by limitations in ourselves, the experiences that we've had in the past, limitations that could be stopping you, your family, your business from hitting that next level. Does it make sense, yes or no?
Yes.
And they only exist inside of you. So here's what I want you guys to get. Here's what I want you guys to get. You know, we hear so much about the economy, the market, so much negativity out there, but here's what I want you to get, that you can never out-earn, outsell, outperform, or out-achieve your belief system. $500,000 a year with a $20,000 year belief system. Does it make sense? With the thoughts and actions that are driving this behavior, it's impossible to do that. You know, here's the thing, you can never be in a passionate, loving, committed relationship if you have a belief system from your past negative experiences in a relationship where you start thinking there's nobody out there for me. It makes it impossible. If you believe that, it makes it impossible to get this. Make sense?
Yes.
You can never be fit and strong and healthy if you have a belief system that says I don't have time to work out or eat right or take care of myself. Does it make sense? You know, so let's bring it back to business. Are there a lot of belief systems about making money in real estate? Yes or no?
Yes.
Negative stuff, positive stuff. People are always going to talk, be all over the place, but here's what you got to get. I don't care so much about the economy as I care about your economy, about my economy. Because here's what we got to get for ourselves. We got to own this. 5 years ago in business, were people making money? Yes or no? Were some people not making money?
Yeah.
Today, are people making money?
Yes.
And are some people not? So we got to get, there's no such thing as a bad market, there's no such thing as a bad business, and some of you might not agree with me yet, but I swear to you, there is no such thing as a bad anything that has ever happened to you in your whole entire life. Because we all know people living on this planet today who have overcome the most horrific, disgusting, vile, horrible circumstances that you could imagine, but they were still able to use that as fuel, as something empowering inside to take them, their family, their life, all the way to the top. True or false? There's no such thing as a bad thing, anything out there that will ever stop you. The only thing that will stop you from having everything that you want is a bad mindset or a bad set of beliefs, conditioned emotional responses living inside of yourself. Does it make sense, yes or no?
Yes.
So here's what I mean by conditioned emotional responses. Does everybody remember exactly where they were on 9/11? Remember that?
Yes.
You remember exactly where you were that day?
Yes.
And so for me, I remember I was living in Colorado and I went to work that day, and when I heard the news, I remember talking to the first person I met that day was a guy that I work with, and he's always pissed off and angry. Do you know people that are always pissed off and angry?
Yes.
The next person I talked to that day, always crying, always sad, always like just emotionally all over the place about stuff. Do we know people like this, yes or no?
Yeah.
My point is this, angry people there was a stimulus and there was a response. Same stimulus. Angry people got angry, sad people got sad, confused people got confused. See what I'm talking about? We have an unconscious conditional response that's affecting our health, our income, the quality of our relationships, and we got to change some of these patterns inside that affect our beliefs and our psychology if we want to really get the life that we want. Does it make sense, yes or no?
Yes.
So that's why I take a moment and I want to share with you something that's very, very cool. You want to see something super cool?
Yes.
Super cool. I want to show you how all the patterns that we picked up in the past, from those experiences that we've had, have created the life that we have today. Our incomes, our health, our happiness, everything. And then I'm going to show you specifically how you can make more money and have more success starting right now. Would you like to see this?
Yes.
As I said, more success in like every area of your life. Would you like to see this?
Yes.
Here's what I want you to do. Everybody on your worksheet, there's like these 4 boxes right here. Bottom left-hand box, there's an R. R stands for the word results. What is it?
Results.
Guys, is goal setting important, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. We gotta know what we want and why we want it. So today, we're just gonna write down one goal. I don't think that money's the most important thing in life. I don't think that business is the most important thing in life. There's a lot more to life. But if you guys are here right now, I'm willing to bet that your business and your income is something important to you, yes?
Yes.
And if you're gonna spend, here's what I always say to people, like, if you're gonna work somewhere 8 hours a day, you can get the most out of that time, you can become effective, think your mind and your psychology, and get the most and expand on it so you can spend quality time with your family, or you can just kind of diddly-dally here. Be ineffective, and then be stressed out when you're with your family because you didn't perform here. So I say, if we're gonna be here, let's be here. And let's get clear about what we're gonna create this year. Sound cool?
Yes.
So for your business, you're gonna make some kind of money in the next 12 months. If I come back here 12 months from today, you're gonna make some money. What would you like it to be? What would be a result or a goal that you're committed to make, that if you hit that, it would really expand who you are and have a quality impact on the quality of your life? Does it make sense?
Yes.
So what is a goal? Write that down in the box that says results. How much money would you like to make in the next 12 months? Please write that down. That's a goal. It's specific, it's measurable, it's time-bound, it's attainable. And if you've never made $1 million, go to like $100 billion or anything like that. Make sense?
1 million.
Hey, you know, if you've made, I'm not going to tell you you can't do it, because I know people that make a lot of freaking money, but, it's like if you've never had any references for that, it's hard to connect to. Does it make sense? We'll go down. How much do you want to make?
227,000.
227. I love that. How about you? 20,000. That's awesome. How about you? What you want to make? 300. Awesome. How about you? $500,000. Awesome. I love it. How about you? Yes.
3 million.
3 million. Boom. Doctor?
I'm kind of contradicted because in real estate, I'm thinking like 100,000, but
Yep.
I can build and I can make a lot of money. And now I cannot say.
Okay.
I would say this 100,000.
All right. That's cool. Would that excite you if you did that? Because we said step one, we got to be focused and clear. What would be a goal that at the end of the year you'd be like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was a great year of my life. Give it to me.
How I would feel?
Yes. How much money would it take for you to feel like amazing? How much success here?
How much money?
Yeah.
It's really big money.
I can tell. You can tell. I can tell. She wants a lot of really big money. Give it to me. Give me the number.
Like 50 million.
Like 50 million. Awesome. I love that. How about you, sir? Yes. 150,000. Right there, next one?
Just $1 million.
$1 million bucks. $1 million. How about you?
125,
125? And you make
150,
150? And how much was it?
300,
Vince?
200.
200? How about you?
20,000,
20,000? Awesome. How about you?
300,000.
300,000. And happy. How about you, Mark?
200.
200. So, do we all have some goals that if we hit that, and how about you, sir, all the way back over there? 150. So, if you all hit these numbers, if I could show you how to do that, and you really achieved all these numbers, I don't know about the 50 million, but everybody else, if you all hit these, would that be a pretty badass year, yes or no?
Yes.
All right, so would that be something that would make you feel fulfilled and excited? So I want to make sure there's that emotional connection to it, because so often when I ask people what it is they want, they're very unclear about what they want, but they're very clear about what they don't want. Does it make sense?
Yes.
And so here's what I talk about. Have you ever had a certain kind of car you want to get, and then you got it, and then you noticed it everywhere? Yes?
Yes.
And so most people was the car there before, yes or no?
Yes.
But now you notice it because you have an emotional connection to it.
Right.
So most people are more connected to things they don't want, so they see that all the time. I don't want to be in a relationship like that. I don't want to deal with bullshit clients like this, and so they start to attract that because that's what they see in their life. Does that make sense? So I want to make sure that you have an emotional connection that's positive to the things that you do want, and you'll notice the people, the conversations more in your life because you've got this connection to it. Your emotions will be tied to that outcome. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we've all got this result that we want. Whatever that goal is for you, you can do it. How do I know you can do it? Because other people are doing it. It's been proven thousands and thousands of times. Everything that you want to do, it is possible. We got to know that with absolute certainty. But in order for you to achieve the money that you want, have the success that you want in every area of your life, yes, you can do it, but there are specific, measurable, that's the key word, measurable, actions. Things that you must be doing on a day-to-day basis. So A stands for actions. And team, it's going to be our actions or our lack of actions that determine our success. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We're not going to watch The Secret and sing Kumbaya and meditate and people will give us millions of dollars. I do all those things, I like that stuff, but you're actually going to have to talk to human beings. Yes?
Yes.
And so here's my point, guys. You have to engage with human beings, and people always say you got to show up in business. Of course you got to show up. They say 90% of success is showing up. I don't know if that's true. Of course we got to show up. I believe this 1,000%. I don't want to scare you guys. But what you do is pretty competitive, yes or no?
Yes.
There's a lot of people out there. I mean, half the people I meet in this town have their real estate license.
Yes.
And so, of course, we got to show up. And if 20 people do a listing presentation for somebody, they're going to decide on one of them, not going to decide on all of them.
Right.
And why do people do what they do? We all do things for emotional reasons, and then we justify it with logic. When you ask somebody why they do what they do, they say, oh, well, it just felt right. There was something in there. What is that feeling that you need to provide? And listen to me. What is the feeling that you provide for them? It's this. Realize this, that every single person you talk to, and this is a mindset, this is an operating system that I work from, is that every single person I meet, every single person I connect with, I know that I can serve them in some way, and I know that they have fear and uncertainty. I live in Beverly Hills, and I meet people who have so much money, they're often the ones that are most scared about somebody's going to take their stuff. Everybody has fear. Make sense or no?
Yes.
And so if somebody is coming to you, they would rather not give you the commission, trust me, they'd rather keep it for themselves. But the reason they're connected with you, the reason it's a great deal for them is because they have fear. They have uncertainty, the deal is complex, they can't do it on their own, they need your help. And so the reason they choose you is because of your certainty. They have uncertainty and they have fear, and it's your certainty in yourself and what you're saying, your certainty in who you are needs to become so conditioned and strong, that certainty overcomes their doubt. That's how you become a top performer. That's how you have influence on your family, your community. That's how you really live life on your terms. Make sense?
Yes.
So what I'm saying is when we take action, we got to show up every single day as our best. And only you know what your best is. But in order for you to consistently be your best, you must tap into a certain level of your potential. P stands for what?
Potential.
And by the way, team, what is the potential of a human being? Every single day, could you get better at something in your life than you were yesterday?
Yes.
You could. Every single day we could get better. Guys, I was in Riverside, California last July, and I met this man. Speaking about potential, this guy's up at 4 a.m. training for the Olympics every single day, eating just right, hustling out in Riverside. And what's really amazing is he's missing legs. Have you seen these people? They run on these things? Freaking amazing. The blades. Later that same evening, I met a man who said, Eli, you know, I'm way overweight, and the doctor tells me I can have a heart attack and die if I can't get myself to cut sugar out of my diet, walk 2 miles, and not drink anymore. And Eli, you doesn't understand my schedule, my work, I just can't do it. And he's gonna die. Do we know people like this? And somebody else, they might not have the doctor telling that, but they know some of the things they're doing every day are gonna take years off their life, and they still don't change. Do we know people like this, yes or no?
Yes.
And every day I meet people that work in a business with unlimited income. And literally, they can provide better life for them and their family if they just got themselves to talk to more people. But they're too scared, they procrastinate, they have fear. Do we know people like this, yes or no?
Yes.
That still don't do it because they get in their own way. And so my point is this, in order for you to tap into this full, unlimited, God-given, this amazing potential, every human being I meet, I respect the hell out of them because I know somewhere inside of them they've got this beautiful potential. But in order for them to tap into it and take the action to show up the way they would need to conduct their life in a way where they're at their best and they're growing, to achieve the results they want, yes, you can do it. But first, it's what kind of belief, it's what kind of feeling of absolute certainty must you have about people, about love, about money, about business, about prospecting, but most importantly, what kind of belief system must you have about yourself. So B stands for belief. What is it?
Belief.
So let's imagine real quick, let's imagine a hypothetical story. Let's imagine that we know somebody working in real estate in the North Miami area for a company called Red Square. Do we know anybody like this?
Yes.
Not here necessarily, but just somebody. Let's just imagine. Let's imagine we know somebody working in real estate in Miami, and this person has some big goals. They're going to make $300,000, $200,000. They're going to make $1 million, $50 million. They want to make a lot of money. And the reason they got in this business is because they saw the opportunity, and they met lots of people who are making lots of money, having lots of success. They know that it's possible for them also to have a great income here and live life on their terms, not operate by a schedule, but really make lots of money and provide for their family. But here's the challenge. Here's the challenge for this human being. Every single day before they come to the office, make their first phone call. Before they even get out of bed, brush their teeth, start their day, before they even do anything, they have some patterns, some beliefs inside of them, based on their past experiences where they maybe let themselves down or it didn't go their way. So they have fear, they have uncertainty, they get lazy, they procrastinate, they don't take action, they get distracted. They got some of these patterns. Do you know anybody that operates this way? Nobody here in this room. But you know some people like this, hypothetically, yes?
Yes.
So let's imagine you know somebody out there that's running some of these patterns in what they do in their life, inside them, that affect how they show up in their life. If these patterns are happening inside of them on that day, does that person tap into more or less of their potential? Less. If they tap into less of their potential, do they take more or less action?
Less.
If they take less like effective actions because of these patterns, do they get better or worse results? And then they get crappy results, then what do they say? I told you that. I told you there's no time. I told you there's no money. I told you we can't do it. And here's the thing, if I asked you today, if you're certain that you can tie your shoes, what would you say?
Yes.
Yeah, why? Because you've done it a freaking million times, yes?
Yes.
So here's the thing, when we do something over and over and over again, we become more certain. So now, when somebody says, you know what, I don't have the money, 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 I don't have the time, I don't have the time, I don't have the time. What we do is when we see these things happen in our life, we look at our results, and we actually do have certainty. I said that we have this confidence and certainty inside of ourselves. The challenge is we do become more confident. We do become more certain. But we become more confident and certain about the wrong things. I told you there's no time. I told you that's how it is. I told you it's the market. I told you it's too new. We become more certain of the wrong things. We start believing in our doubts. And we start doubting our beliefs. And what that feeling of certainty does about the limitations in our life, what that does, my friends, this is how we form patterns and habits inside our nervous system. And this is why the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, or the mediocre stay stuck. They stay mediocre. It's a conditioned, habitual way of thinking, feeling, acting, and reacting to this experience called life. And we all face it. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
So imagine this. Imagine it for you, that you change some of these patterns that we have inside of ourselves. And I want you to get this really quick. Just realize this. Here's a quick little lesson on psychology. You guys ready for it?
Yes.
Realize this, that all human beings, all of us do, we all do things to go towards pleasure and away from pain. Everybody say it with me. Towards pleasure, away from pain. Say it with me one more time. Towards pleasure, away from pain. But sometimes we get mixed up about what these things mean, pleasure and pain. So imagine that we know somebody, let's imagine, a quick example, let's imagine we know somebody that loves a certain kind of alcohol, like tequila, vodka, Jägermeister. They're like, woo, they got the t-shirt, they freaking love it. And we said that information doesn't change their life. What does? Experience. And now this person knows that they need to quit drinking, and one day they have an experience called getting so sick. And with that kind of alcohol, they're like, I can never touch that again. Does it make sense? Yeah. So now what was once pleasurable is now painful. They had an experience that changed the neuroassociation in their nervous system, what they associate to that product. Make sense? Right. Or maybe for you, it was like a certain person in your life. A lover, a best friend, a business partner. You heard their name, and it's like, oh my God, I love that person. You feel joy and pleasure, and then you have an experience with them called lying, cheating, stealing. Like something happens in that relationship, an experience, where now when you hear their name, it means anger, it means pain, negativity. You had an experience that changed the association. Make sense? Yes. Or imagine that we know somebody like loves donuts, hates working out. That person's gonna have a certain result in their body called being a little fat. Yes, can we agree? Yeah. I'm not gonna judge, but most likely the person's gonna be a little out of shape. And doctor tells them they gotta change, they gotta change, they gotta change, but they still don't because this means pleasure, this means pain. Working out, sweating, getting up early, this a whole story attached to the result. And they're like, I just can't do it. And then one day this man has an experience called getting a heart attack. And now the doctor says to him, hey, if you don't change this pattern now, not someday, right now, you're not going to be there next year for your daughter's wedding. And human beings, one of the beautiful things about being human is often we'll do more for people we care about than we'll even do for ourselves. It's true for you? It's a really beautiful thing about human beings. It's amazing. And now when this man thinks of donuts, this is no longer a way to escape or have some treat or get rid of the stress of my day. This is something that could actually take me away from the person I care about most. And I won't be there for them. And working out, where it used to mean pain and embarrassment and sweating and getting up early, this whole story, now this is just a vehicle for me to actually be there for people I care about. That experience changed the association. Make sense? Yes. So I'm saying to you, listen to me now. If you're not where you want to be financially, in your health, in your relationships, you most likely have had some experiences where, yeah, it would be pleasurable with working out or being in shape or making lots of money, but I have to make sacrifices. So it could mean pleasure and it could mean pain. So you find yourself taking 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, lacking the congruency and power and certainty that you need inside of yourself to really be effective to achieve those big goals. And it affects not only you, but it affects everybody around you. Does it make sense or not? Yes. So we've got to figure out what some of these patterns are and change some of the associations inside of ourselves about how we perceive people or business or love or relationships or money, so we can get absolutely clear and focused so you can step up every single day as your best by eliminating these patterns. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
So imagine if you figured out specifically some of the patterns that you have inside of you that have just stopped you from being your best. And I'm not here to judge anybody, but we've all got this next level. But if you really want to grow inside of yourself, you might need to change some patterns. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
So imagine this, and imagine, check this out. I think of this all the time. Imagine if I had 2 people in front of me, and I said to them, well, one guy was in great shape, and the other guy was in terrible shape. And I said to both of them, hey, let's go work out. Who's more likely to work out with me? This guy? The guy in great shape, right? Who needs it more? The guy who's in bad shape. Because this guy has a pattern of getting in shape. Same thing with money. People that have money have a pattern of finding out what it does. They're like, of course, let's have prospect. Of course, let's make money. It's a different feeling that they have about it, so that's what they get. Successful people get more successful. Unsuccessful people get unsuccessful. People that are the same just kind of stay the same. They stay stuck. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
So imagine if you figured out specifically the little patterns inside of you that were affecting your perceptions of the world around you, and you really change some of these by spending 3.5 days of your life. Weekends, time's going to go by like this, guys. Imagine if you invested 3.5 days of your life to really change these patterns with a man who has specifically helped more people become more successful than anybody. The most successful people in real estate, the most successful people in sports, in politics, they've all been coached by one man. Imagine you spend the time, a weekend, with this one guy, and you specifically change, it's a money-back guarantee for you to change these patterns, and it's the most proven system in the world. Imagine if you came back here with a different mindset and psychology. The biggest part of your business, if your business is 20% mechanics, what to do, but it's 80% psychology. You heard that before. So imagine if you worked on the biggest part of your business, which is you. And you came back to your life, to this company, to your business, to your clients, with a whole different psychology that said, you know what, if there's not a way, I'll find one. If I can't find one, I'll freaking make one. You're relentless in your ability to get everything that you want, and you showed up every single day, not over gradient, but self-assured and confident and loving and fun and passionate. All the things that you said at your best, you conditioned that part of yourself to be even more of that. If you came back here, would that affect you to tap more or less of your potential?
More.
Take more or less action?
More.
And get better or worse results?
More.
And then we get better results, then what would we say? Woo! And I love this quote that says, success breeds success. You heard that before?
Yeah.
So maybe start dressing a little sharper, look at people in the eye a little stronger, a little more fun, a little more energy, bigger goals for yourself. You feel like you're alive, it's contagious, it's infectious. There's something inside of you, that hunger, that passion. Your clients see that, they feel something inside of you and say, I want to be around that guy, that girl. And there's something inside of you that makes you expand, so you have more potential, more action, more results, and it becomes a success cycle in our lives instead of one where we just feel stuck. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
Guys, I believe that success and failure, they're on the exact same road called life. We all drive this road called life every single day. But success in your life is always going to be further down the road. It's for the people that are committed to grow and push themselves farther down the road. Those are the people that always get what they want. Who here is committed to go further down that road? If you're committed, say, I'm committed.
Amen.
Guys, was Albert Einstein a smart guy, yes or no?
Yes.
Smartest guy like ever. What was his definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over again.
It's us running these same patterns in life over and over and over again and expecting better results this year is insane. You know, we can't think our way into something we acted our way into. In order for us to create things in our life that we've never created, we actually have to be different people on the inside to get more of what we want. You guys follow this or not?
Yes.
You guys with me? And so you already have all the tools that you need. You have the most amazing machine that's ever been created. It's your body. But the mind and body are so connected. It's hard to be successful in business if you're exhausted. It's hard to feel confident if your back's hurting and you're tired and you're worn out. You know, it's hard to be passionate in a relationship or spend quality time and connect with your kids if you're exhausted and frustrated and tired and stressed. You guys follow me? You gotta take care of yourself. You know, so this thing is all connected. You have the most amazing machine that's ever been created in the planet. Your body, but you also have the most powerful computer system. Where's that? Every computer on the planet. The one in your phone, the one in your home. But guys, listen to me, especially this computer right here. Every computer is running on a program. And so the question for you today is this. Honestly, what kind of program do you have running in this powerful computer? Is it a fear program, a procrastination program, a self-doubt program, a negativity program? And I can tell you what your programs are. Because the beliefs and programming that we've had in the past, that programming has created your results. The beliefs about health, diet, exercise, nutrition, taking care of yourself, those beliefs equal your body. The beliefs you have about money, investing in yourself, saving, working hard, those beliefs equal your bank account. The beliefs you have about love, intimacy, connection, relationship, those beliefs equal the quality of the connections that you have in your life, your personal life, but also your ability to connect with people in business. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
The beliefs that we have about every area of our life create the results that we get in every area of our life. So we got to change some of these old beliefs and patterns if we want to get the things that we want. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
So here's the thing. Where do you think that we pick these things up? People around us. Everybody do this real quick. Take the OK sign and look at it just like this. See the sign? Take the circle right there. Look at the circle and put it right here on your chin. Chin's down here, guys. Every single one of you heard me say the word chin, right?
Right.
And so a lot of times in life, we read the books, we get the information, and people know what to do, but we don't do what we know. And a lot of times in life, we have parents and mentors and people around us that loved us very deeply, but we knew what to do internally in our hearts, but we started doing some of the wrong stuff because we saw other people doing it, and we surround ourselves with sometimes people with low standards who are not stepping up, and sometimes we do some of the wrong things. We get the same patterns, and 20, 30, 40 years later, we're still doing the same stuff, wondering why we're a little bit off in our life. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
And most people have some of these little patterns that are off inside of them, and you've got to clean those things up. One of the patterns for me that I used to always say, you know, was like, I don't have the time, I don't have the money. All this stuff up here that I used to say to myself over and over and over again, I get to the point in my life where I knew it was a lie. Because I met other people in my life who had come from even worse than me, but had still found a way to get everything they want. Do we know people like this, yes or no?
Yes.
And so the patterns I hear the most are things like, I don't have the time, I don't have the money. Realize this, my friends, all the things that we say that we can't have, these are just called resources. And it's never lack of the resources out there, it's always a lack of the resourcefulness inside here. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
And so one of the things I used to always say is I don't have the money. Money is just a resource. But here's the thing, I had that mindset that there was never enough money, so I came from a place that there's never enough. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
And so here's what I mean by that. I used to always say, I don't have the money, I don't have the money, I don't have the money. But then I saw other people that had the money. And I had other times in my life. I said, it's not about what we get, it's about how we show up in the time that we have. I had other times in my life specifically where I didn't have the money, but there was something inside of me that would not settle. I wasn't willing to give up, and something inside of me turned on, I got committed, and I found a way. Have you ever broken through and just something inside of you would not stop, and you found a way? If so, say aye.
Aye.
We've all done that before. But I had other times in my life where I didn't follow up, where I wasn't committed. I didn't make the calls. And you know, I said I don't have the money. And when I got really honest with myself is, I was like, you know what, I can never say that again. Because if I go into that place of saying I can't afford something or I can't do something, I'm just operating from a pattern that limits me. Because other people can find a way. Does it make sense, yes or no? And I didn't know it. So if I ever catch myself in that pattern, I always say, I break my own pattern with intense language, and I say, Eli, you're a fucking liar, and you're stealing from your family. Now, I wouldn't be lying to say that it's hard to find money sometimes. And I wouldn't be lying to say that I don't know how. But to say that I can't do something, to say that it's impossible for me to actually do something right now that would make my life or my family's life better, is the biggest lie in the world. Because when we sell ourselves on what we can't do, when we sell ourselves on limitation, we kill every opportunity to grow in our life. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
So we can't say this to ourselves anymore. You guys follow me?
Yes.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about some of the patterns you wrote down today. And we picked up 5, 10, 20 years, some of these patterns. What's going to happen if we don't change those patterns in the future? We're going to get the same stuff. You guys follow me, yes or no?
Yes.
So imagine this. Imagine I came back here a year from now, and imagine nothing in your life changed out there. Same business, same market, same economy. Imagine everything in your life was the same out there. But imagine you made some changes inside here. You freaking owned it. You made some changes inside of yourself about your beliefs, your mindset, your psychology, of how you dealt with people, and you showed up more, you got more out of your life. If you had this mindset that nothing could stop you and you destroy these patterns, could we all get more success in our life, yes or no?
Yes.
Could we make more money, yes?
Yes.
Could we get healthier, yes?
Yes.
So here's what I want you to do. Look at the patterns that you wrote down specifically for you: fear, uncertainty, distraction, focus, whatever the patterns that you became aware of today, some of the things that have you off in your life, whatever those little patterns are, if you destroyed them, how would that affect your life? I want you to write this down. 1, how much more money could you make in the next 12 months over what you made in the last 12 months? How much of a raise could you give yourself if nothing changed there? You weren't sitting around waiting for the phone to ring, but you made some changes inside of yourself in your business and your life. How would that affect your income? Write down how much more money you'll make this year over last year if you destroy those patterns. Make sense?
Yes.
Write it down. Go around real quick. Is it Oren? Oren, how much more money did you make? Over what you made last year?
Or over what?
Over. How much of a raise would you give yourself? 100,000 bucks. 100,000. How many year?
Double.
Double, which would be? How much?
100,000.
500,000. How many year?
100.
100,000 bucks from 20 to 100. Boom. I love that. Are you new in the business?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. So for you, you could get a lot more. There's a lot of potential. How about you? How about you, sir? Right here. How much more money would you make if you changed those patterns?
$500,000.
$500,000 bucks. I love it. What do you say?
200.
200?
1 million.
$1 million. I love it. How about you, sir? What's your name? Or your name? Sorry, what's your name? Just how many?
150.
150. Awesome. So nobody ever got unlimited check. I'd be nice. Even Warren Buffett has a limit. You know, how much money? How much more of a raise do you give yourself if you were just at your best on fire, operating on all cylinders every day, no limitations?
100%.
So you can double your income. 100%. How about you? Awesome. Very cool. All the way in the back shirt, white and black shirt. How about you? 200K. How about you, sir?
Triple.
Triple. I believe that. You see the circle. You know. How about you, sir? 200K. Awesome. In the gray. There's.
You say 100,000 cash.
100,000. Awesome. And how about you, man?
200 cash and breakfast.
Guys, 200. Guys, I love that. Guys, realize this. How many of you guys are here? And here's something that's really interesting. We all want more money. We all want more success. We all want more health. We don't think we want it like though. We get what we're committed to. Yes? And we can't just be a little bit committed. We have to be 100% committed. Who here is 100% committed to really make more money and have a better impact on their family? If you're committed, say I'm committed. It sounds like we're like 90% committed. Is that good enough?
No.
Imagine if you all went home to your girlfriend, to your baby, to your lover, and you said, baby, I love you so much. I want to be with you so bad. You're the one for me. I'm like 99% committed to you. What are they going to say? Get the hell out of here. Because in life, we're the 100% committed or not committed at all. True or false? So let me ask you the same question a different way. Are you ready for it? Yes or no?
Yes.
So if you don't commit, if you don't really commit to take action today to change those patterns that you wrote down, is it fair to say honestly that the next year of your life is going to go by like that? But if you don't change these patterns now in the next year, it's going to cost you $100,000, $1 million. It's going to hurt your family. It's going to stop us from growing in our life if we don't commit to do what it takes to change these patterns right now. Even if it feels uncomfortable, we've got to change these patterns. True or false? Sure. So that's why I feel honored and humbled to be here with you today to share with you an experience, not some information or a pump up, but literally an experience that has helped more people become more successful than anything in history. And whenever I meet people who are massively successful, like this guy here, just radiating success, I can always tell they've been to an event with a man named Tony Robbins. Who here has been to an event with Tony Robbins? Anybody here? You've been? Awesome. Yeah, you went to the event? you know, oh, it's this guy right here.
Yeah.
You know, there's people from all over the world. The next event that we have is coming here to Florida. Everybody write this down. March 10th through the 13th. It's going to be in West Palm Beach, Florida, and we have people flying here from 83 countries around the world. Why are people coming here from all over the world? Because they're committed to do whatever it takes. And for you guys, it's right in your backyard. You guys must be there. If you really want to get ahead in life, there's so much to this business. When you went to the event, you know?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, you went to the event a couple times. Why did you go more than once?
Well, what's funny is that it was about 12 years ago. I was in my real estate company. We just started it, and we're down. It was just started during the recession, and we're doing pretty well. And then someone came, just like you, and I knew I needed to get something. I just felt compelled to grow, and so I raised my hand along with 6 other people, and I ended up being the only one going, and that moment changed my life. It gave me, you know, I learned tools in such a simplistic way that I can apply in my life immediately. I became number 1 in my company like in the next 6 months, and then it kept on growing. And then in the second event, then I did business mastery business mastery. I spent 15 grand, and you know, it's a big. Doesn't matter how much money you make. 15 grand for learning and flying and staying is a big deal. But I'll tell you, every time I finish the event, I mean, this was worth it. You can't even put a number on it. So yeah, it's like it's massive.
Awesome. Can we get a round of applause? You both by Tony personally, there's a guy named Paul Tudor Jones that I'll mention here. Tony has a new book called The Money Master of the Game. For the past 21 years, 5 days a week, he's been coached by Tony Robbins. Paul Tudor Jones, by the way, is the #1 money manager in the world. Manages $400 billion. It's like 8 times the amount of money that Warren Buffett has. #1 investor in the world. For 21 years, he's had a coach. The guy's name is Tony Robbins. He pays Tony $7 million a year for coaching. Oprah, is she pretty successful, yes or no?
Yes.
Paid Tony $3.8 billion to talk to him for 10 hours last year. Why are the most successful people willing to pay him millions? Because they get results. It is worth it every time. For all of us, we don't have that kind of money to spend, so people come from all over the world to really have an experience that is money back guaranteed and the most proven system in the world to change your life. Despite all those reasons to go, I have like 20 people in my life with results like you, very successful people saying, Eli, you gotta go to this. But when people keep on telling you gotta do something, what does it make you want to do? Not do it. We're all stubborn as hell. And so for me, I was like, I come up like, I don't have time. Before I even knew how much it cost, before I even knew where it was or when it was, I said, I don't have the time, I don't have the money. I was already into that pattern before I knew it. Guess what, yes or no? And so I realized for me, there were certain patterns inside of me, and I said, you know what, I just gotta get there. It's a money back guarantee. So I went there to the event, and I was like the most negative person in the room. I'm not doing the jumping up and down, bullshit, Kool-Aid, all this stuff. And I was there, and Tony laid down a foundation on the first day about human need psychology. Why people do what they do. I studied college, psychology, nutrition, all this stuff in University of Maryland, and I learned more in that weekend about people and life and success than I did in anything. It completely changed everything for me. When I was there, we learned all these different things about emotions and what's driving us. How many here think you've ever missed out on a business deal or something important in your personal life because you simply didn't show up in the right emotional state? 100%. We all. And so Tony takes you through a process, and you learn all this stuff. But one of the cool things we do on the first day, we have one of our first experiences called the firewall. Who here has ever walked on fire? Awesome. I went to the event, I stood there in front of 15 feet, burning hot coals, 2,000 degrees. What kind of emotion do you think I felt? Damn right. But first, Tony shows the flames up on the screen, and my first automatic thought. Remember I said with 9/11, automatic thought? When first of all I saw something that scared me shitless, my first thought was, that's stupid. That's not real, that's dumb, I'm not gonna do it. It was a pattern in my life though. Whenever I saw something that really scared me, I always put it down. That's stupid, that won't work, that's dumb, I was the same. Do you think that pattern in me affected the quality of my success? Do you think it affected the people I care about? So automatic was unconscious. And for me, it was like, I see a pretty girl I want to talk to. Oh, she probably has a boyfriend, I'm not smart enough, I'm not enough. The feeling that I'm not enough, something would happen inside of me, a feeling that would make me step back instead of step up. And I have patterns like, say, in business. I see an opportunity. I don't have the time, I don't have the money, they're too busy. So instead of stepping up and making it happen, something would happen inside of me where I would step back and it wouldn't happen. And I got it that day. Some of these patterns I picked up a long time ago weren't serving me. It didn't make any sense, some of the things I was doing, distracting myself with alcohol or staying out late. I had patterns that were creating these limitations inside of myself, and I owned it that day. And so what happens is you get yourself into a state. When you see the fire, and you condition the response, when you think about the fear in your life, the thing that makes you step back, and you see it, you feel strong, you step up, you make your move, and you celebrate. And you get on the side, you start to create anchors in your body, and anchors work like this. You hear a certain song on the radio, you think about your high school dance. You had that happen? You smell a certain perfume or cologne, you think about something. Yes? That's an anchor. We all have anchors inside of us that make us feel good, but we've also picked up unconscious negative anchors that make us feel off, lazy, get inside of our head too much, and we're not even aware of what some of these things are. Tony's going to teach you a lot about anchoring, but he's going to put many inside of you to make you feel fearless and unstoppable. Could this come in handy in your life, yes or no?
Yes.
Day one by itself will change your life. Day two is about the science of success conditioning. You learn things like core skills. Is it important in your business, yes or no?
Yes.
Is it important with your family?
Yes.
It means connection with people. It's so huge. One of the best parts of the second day is brand new. He's changed a lot. He took a lot of the business mastery stuff and put it in the second day because the economy has changed so much. There's going to be more millionaires made in the next 3 years than there's been in the last 100 combined. Warren Buffett said that because things are changing so quick right now. So Tony took a lot of the business mastery content and he's taught to people like Warren Buffett. And in order to expand their business, he's going to teach you that on the second day. And Tony has that new book out, Money Master the Game. The most successful people in the world financially all have one coach. It's this guy who's going to teach you the best of them. It is imperative that you get there for your family's income for the next 20 years of your life. You're going to learn things that will help you from the best guy in the world. It's going to purposely teach you. The third day is the most powerful day. Please write this down. It's called Transformation Day. Transformation. The reason that people come to the events from all over the world is because of what happens on that third day. I said that we got to find some of these patterns, these neuro associations, and change them. That's what happens on the third day. And the way that it works is like this. You know, a real quick story. We mentioned Oprah Winfrey earlier. Is Oprah successful, yes or no?
Yes.
So what are the chances that a black girl from the South, growing up in the 70s, raped at 13 by her uncle, stillborn child towards her, heroin addicted parents? That's Oprah's story. What are the chances that a person like that would become Oprah Winfrey, become the most successful? Whenever she sees a challenge in her life, she takes action despite it. So when she went to her event for the first time, she said she could only stay for 3 hours. It was going to cost her millions if she stayed. But at the end of 3 hours, she said, this is going to make me more successful. So when she sees something to make her more successful, does she do it, yes or no? Yes. She doesn't hesitate. So that's why we know her name. So she said, it's going to cost me millions if I stay, but I can't afford to leave. So she stayed. And she put a testimony on her site recently. I'm not like a big Oprah person, but I respect her. She put a testimony on her site that said, this weekend that I want you to go to had a bigger impact on her business, her life, her family, than anything that has happened to her or she's experienced in her life. It is absolutely amazing. So on this last day, you're going to figure out these patterns. And it's not so much here, these things that we said, they're kind of surface. You're going to find out what it is inside of you that's driving these behaviors, these thoughts, these emotions, and you're going to destroy it. You're going to change the pattern by going through this process. You're going to find the 3 most empowering thoughts, beliefs, associations inside of you, and you can tap into more of your potential. You take different actions in your life unconsciously, and you get better results. That's the event. It's 3 days with Tony, and it's amazing. And for those of you who've seen Tony Robbins before on TV or anything, what's Tony's energy like? Tony's energy is huge. He's 6'7.5", 295 pounds of pure passion and energy. And when he gets off the stage after 14 hours plus, he travels 275 days a year. He's got 4 kids, and he's not been sick for the past 4 decades. You're like, how the heck does he do it? He just turned, 59 years old yesterday. Leap year is his birthday, so he's technically, I think, 14 years old. But he's got this crazy energy, he does so much. And I said earlier, our health, our mind and body are so connected. So on the last day, he's going to teach you how to alkalize your nervous system. We call it alkalize and energize, because health is wealth. If you don't have your health, what's the point? True? Yeah. How many guys here honestly think that spending 3.5 days in a room with this man can do something to improve the quality of your life? By show of hands. Who here is committed, really truly committed to improve the quality of your life? Like 99% committed or really committed? And if we were ever going to do something to improve the quality of our life, when would be the best time? Now or March 10th? But now as well. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to take you through the options really quick. If you're going to go to a concert, a sporting event, or something like this with Tony, where do you think the best place to sit? In the front or the back? If you can do it, I think Oprah's going to be in this event again. I'm told that she is. There you go. If you can do it, it's awesome. We have something called Diamond Premier in the first 3 rows. You can see it's about $3,000. I tell people, I don't care where you sit, just give yourself there. When I went to the event, I could not have afforded the front row seats at all. But the level of networking that you guys are going to do by sitting up front, there's a catered lunch and dinner where you network with other diamond level people, like super, uber successful people that are really hungry and committed. It's going to be a lot of people there that are wanting to do things to make their life better. It's people that you want to surround yourself with, because we're all affected by the people around us. Make sense? So you want to surround yourself with people that are doing stuff in the world. So if you want to sit up front, there's Diamond Premier. There's also, when I was in the event, there's General Edition. It's $10.95. But I tell people, I don't care where you sit, just get yourself there. Executive is $13.95. That's a little better seating. And then VIP is the one I recommend because with that, you don't wait any lines, you get a behavioral assessment, you get a coaching session after the event. They give you about $900 worth of bonuses for doing that one. So if you do VIP, it's the best. But the last thing I'm going to teach you guys is this. Write this down. L-O-D-I. Has anybody heard of this? Lodi? Anybody?
What?
Lodi? L-O-D-I? I want to teach this to you really quick because Harvard Business School came up with this about a decade ago. And they proved that this concept called Lodi is stealing a minimum of $100,000 a year out of each one of your pockets. And you can put that money back in your pocket and you change this one little thing about your communication. Would you like to know what that is? I want to say what it means once, then please repeat after me. It stands for the law of diminishing intent. Say it with me. Law of diminishing intent. What does this mean? It means that our best intentions decrease over time. What was your name again? Brianna, how long have you been in business? About a year and a half. In that year and a half, has anybody ever said, Brianna, you're amazing, I love this place, but let me give you a call back in 2 weeks? When did they call? See, if somebody doesn't make some kind of micro commitment then in the moment, it just, life happens, we get busy. So, in order for you to destroy that, would you like to know how to destroy that in your clients, your kids, everybody around you, so you get people more committed on the spot? Would you like to know? Do you want to know?
Yes.
Really simple. You've heard this thing called law of attraction, like attracts like? If somebody has like something inside of them that they really want to do, you know, if they don't do it right then, there's like this insecurity, this doubt, this insecurity inside themselves, and it translates to the people around them. They feel uncertain because you don't feel uncertain about yourself. Does that make sense? Birds of a feather do what? Together. Successful people who are committed to do whatever it takes, they have this energy inside of them where they actually initiate more decision making around them. Unsuccessful people that are lazy, put things off, they attract more crap into their life. More people that they don't want to talk to. So my point is this, if you see something in front of you that you believe can make your life better, do it. I don't care if it's this Tony Robbins thing or anything else for the rest of your life. If you want to be successful, you got to make it a pattern habit to say, hey, if this can help my life, I must do it, and I must do it when. That's why life rewards people who take action on their dreams. And so everybody that wants to sign up for this thing today, we do a really awesome corporate rate for everybody, make it really affordable. Everybody wants to go. And you guys want to go to this? You guys like discounts?
Yes.
Here's basically what it is. For general admission, it's $6.95. And then for the executive, it's $8.95. And then for the VIP, it's $10.95. And I mentioned Warren Buffett's name earlier. Is Warren Buffett pretty successful, yes or no? Yes. Is he a good investor? Yes. They asked Warren Buffett, what is the best investment somebody can make today in this economy if they want to be successful? Stocks, gold, silver. What do you say? Invest in yourself. And even Warren Buffett has been coached by this guy who paid millions. If you could invest, this works out to $13 an hour. You could go to community college for that. If you invest $700 in yourself, with a money back guarantee, to make an extra $100,000 or $200,000 with the most proven system in the world, the most successful people in this business have gone to it, if you really made that investment in yourself, would that be worth it, yes or no? And how many of you guys would find a way to get there that would guarantee you better success in your life? Would you find a way then? Yes. No excuses? Good. That's why I say get there. Because if you go there for the first 2 days, if you don't think that it's 10 times better than what I promised here today, you give you every penny of your money back. We take every decision that you ever make in your life is out of courage or fear. And most people operate out of fear. So we took all the fear out of it. Just it takes a little bit of courage to invest in yourself. It's a money back guarantee. It's in your backyard. It's right here. If you really want to have something to make your life better, do it. Successful people invest in themselves, yes or no? Yes. Awesome. So guys, here's what I want you to do. At the very top of your form, write down the company name, or write down any company name, and write down the date right here. Only people that have been here today are going to get a discount, so figure out your information here. Put your first name, your last name, your email, because only people that have been here today get the discount. Who here is interested in going to the event? Raise your hands. Awesome. So if we have 7 people going, signing up today, we get a free upgrade. So the general, the $6.95 would be executive. So executive would be $6.95, and the VIP would be $8.95. Does that make sense? Yes? So do that right on your form. VIP $8.95 and the executive $6.95. Do that right there. Does that make sense? Yes. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions for me? 6'2", Scorpio. Long walks on the beach. Surprisingly single, I know.
Scorpio, when's your birthday?
November 12th. Awesome. You? Oh, that's cool. She must be awesome. Yeah, so cool, so fill that out. And guys, if you're here, still here listening to me, part of you is thinking like, man, I want to go to this. And I see some of your guys' patterns. Can I afford it? The time, the money. I got to work stuff out. Here's what I say to people. Guys, listen to me now. Fill out the form, and if you're kind of like on the fence about it still, Fill everything else and you get the discount today. And write me a note here that I'm going to call you before we process it. That way you can do your research, go online, go on YouTube, look in this guy's eyes, and look at the people that have been to this event. There's a reason that they go. Tony's been doing this for 38 years. He's not doing it a lot longer. His throat is about burned out. People are coming. The last time we had the event was about 4,000 people. This will be over 8,000. Why the event's doubled? Because they're like some of the last ones that he's doing. You literally have an opportunity to make your family's life better by having this experience. I don't say that out of like guesswork, but I say it out of results that have been proven for a really long time. And some of you guys might be thinking that I'm just some guy trying to sell you a ticket, but I've been around a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people change patterns in life and double or triple their income with this material. And I see that there are patterns in people that help people succeed, and there's patterns that make people struggle. And so you can have some of those. I'd like to help you break them down, but I can't do it for you. You have to commit to do what it takes to change the patterns. Make sense? Yeah. Awesome. So fill out the form now. Brianna, you coming? Yes? Thinking about it?
Been thinking about it for months.
Yeah. There's money, time? Yeah. That's the reason you go.
Exactly.
It'd be good for you.